Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies on the Ivory Coast side, the situation is getting worse. As you can see it in pictures, here are some elements which were built by the president, Alessandra Manouattara, who are in the process to be destroyed, but literally destroyed. Yes, I can't tell you where exactly is it, but it's paid, eh? And you know how many times the Ivorians hold at the toll at these toll places there. That's it. Since it's one of the elements that were announced as one of the truly unavoidable forces, the successes of President Alassane Dramane Ouattara. Nothing is going right now when we are talking. I'll tell you, say, that the opposition, in any case, young protesters are really determined. They are determined. We try to stop them. They refuse to stop even though they are in the process to arrest many of them and sent to prison. But they are determined. They are really determined. Yes. On the other side, those who are from the RHDP are in the process of continue their campaign quietly. Measures are being taken to make sure that the election, which will take place in 3 days, I believe, of course, can take place in the optimal conditions, the conditions normal, ideal conditions, the desired conditions. But Ivorian youth, now we will no longer say the youth of the opposition, since they come out of everywhere and from nowhere. It's true, we to the unions who are with them, we have the students in any case, but many young people who in most cases have no affiliation, but who do not want more of a fourth TR at all mandate of Alassane Dramane Ouattara have decided to invest to invade the streets. So what you see there in the picture, the young people set fire, and this time they did not hide. They are arrested themselves, filming themselves. Yes, they are not afraid that we can stop them. It must be said that this is a very, very serious act. It is an act very, very serious, since if their action does not succeed, but all these young people who appeared in these images, in these videos there, and God only knows the fate that will be reserved for them after when calm has returned. Okay? But if they had the courage to do that, that is no longer a manifestation. We are now facing a popular insurrection, because what we see there, it is not a manifestation, it's a popular insurrection. Yes, since you have already seen several political activists who are on the side from abroad called for the civil disobedience, many have called for a kind of insurrection popular. And it's true that it's not all of Ivory Coast lives in this situation for the moment, but the areas that are affected are really extremely affected. And the worst thing is what? These images are recorded when they are doing to commit such acts. It is recorded, it's filmed in the digital age. They are sending over the internet. Okay, one way to motivate them, others who are elsewhere to tell them, look, we are in the process of do that. You too do the same at home, you. That's the message, right? This is the message behind it. It is. That's the message behind it. And everything has just sunk in. Everything has just been spoiled by the recent statements of the President Laurent Gbagbo, who himself is in the Republic of Ivory Coast. He made a statement during a long interview with Alan Foka, which was broadcast this October 27th, 2025. But you can't imagine these statements, the different statements than the old one President Laurent Gbagbo had to do during the interview with Alan Foka. That is, these are statements who galvanized these young people in their position. It just motivated them like not possible. It's like a watchword which was given since they are in fighting for Laurent Gbagbo. Most say, we want Laurent Gbagbo in power. Many recognize in him. So he too, he comes to sit down. He proceeds to statements, but you can't imagine. So ladies and gentlemen, before continuing the viewing of this conference, I ask you to share it as much as possible. It must be shared in all groups possible. Put a lot of likes, and above all, don't forget to always leave an opinion in the comments. Leave always an opinion in comments if necessary, please. That's it. That's what it's about. This is it. So, share the conference at maximum. We continue to follow news from the Ivory Coast. A news item that is in the process of worsen. It must be recognized that the other side of the RHDP, you have a lot of communicators on the networks who are communicating to do understand that yes, it's okay, everything is fine. And that's it. Those who sought to thwart the elections and sowing chaos in Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast have failed. They are in communicating. And on the other hand, some say that Russia would be indirectly involved, that Russia was preparing his men to enter the Ivory Coast side. Well, I don't know if it's just a way of communicating since the moment we experienced the situation, Ivorian. It is also the war of the communication. Everyone communicates to their way. Each camp has its own dinosaurs on social media, on social networks. But what remains clearly, the situation is getting worse and is coming to worsen after this statement of Laurent Gbagbo. Laurent Gbagbo has made several statements, as I told you. First of all, one of the key statements when he was asked if he supports young people who are in the process of demonstrate, he says, but yes, I them supports. So he supports them. Who gave the order? Supports these young people who are in the process of to demonstrate. So he gives his support. They were the ones who gave the word other. The young people who thought maybe at some point will be abandoned by their leader. They are not abandoned by their leaders. No, they are not abandoned by their leaders. On the contrary, they are encouraged and galvanized by their leaders. Imagine such a sentence from Laurent Gbagbo. It was relayed on everyone's social media. Finally, the young people say to themselves, okay, that's good, let's continue. I spoke to you in the morning, Operation Destruction of Camera Surveillance. They are in the process of destroy surveillance cameras and everywhere. I tell you that the tension is seriously rising. The tension is rising, yes. And we have even learned that there was still a lot other cases of death. Or there is the same teacher who was sent to the eternal rest. So the situation becomes very, very complicated. Very, very complicated. And in the speech of Laurent Gbagbo, he was very categorical and read that he introduced himself to the presidential election because he knew that he learned that Ouattara was going to introduce himself. So he had to also present. And deep down, we are witnessing to a kind of settling of scores from all sides. Laurent Gbagbo did not digest what was done to him, since in his explanations, he is not told, did not let his mandates be carried out, properly speaking. They brought in the rebellion. And so we will see in the next video conferences, some people think of these statements, and we continue to follow the news of the side of the Ivory Coast side. Everything that will come from it. We will come back, talk about it here on the Awakening Platform Consciences. Thank you all. I'll get back to you. It was the voice of your humble servant, the Samouraï.